And today we're going to talk about something very critical and very important for your business. And you see I got the whiteboard out here today. We're going to kind of go through some things. We're going to be really discussing some things concerning financial fitness. I know this is maybe a topic that may be a little early as far as your online career is concerned, or maybe you're in kind of like the intermediate stage or whatever. You may already be making some money online, having some type of success. But for the most part, I really try to cover people from all aspects of business, you know, from beginners to intermediate, even to those that may be into the advanced stages. But this is critical to the point to where if you don't get this right out of the gate, it's an avenue that can definitely take your family down the wrong path and down the wrong road, may put a strain on your relationships and things of that nature if this is not actually thought about and put in place. I know the biggest thing you think about when you come online is, oh, I'm going to make a lot of money. I'll be able to take care of all these things once the money is made. You know, I'll let things slide. I won't worry about this being paid, that being paid, that kind of stuff. And that's not the right kind of thinking you really want to engage in right out of the gate. When I talked, earlier about reading and how you can develop yourself as an entrepreneur and things of that nature. And for this particular thing, it's still about education yourself. It's still about reading and getting into things that are actually going to make a difference for you going forward in your business. I come across this book here a long time ago by a very familiar, force in the market. For the most part, his name is Dr. Creflo Dollar. He wrote a book called No More Debt. It was a book that I read, like I said, a while back, and it really kind of taught me some things about debt and finances and things of that nature from a spiritual perspective, but it also can apply to your business, going forward. So here, real quickly, I got some things, I wanted to point out a couple of points here. Number one, when we're talking about financial fitness, you want to think about your homestead, your family. They're most important people in your life, and you want to make sure that you do everything you can to protect that unit. Your family is at the top. They're the priority in your list, on your list as far as your home is concerned, and you definitely don't want to ever jeopardize or put them in a situation where there's a strain or some type of stress or pressure or unnecessary things that really kind of throw the Kemp family off or out of kilter, out of sync for the most part. So think about them when it comes to your financial fitness. The second part I want to talk about is the part-time versus the full-time. Now, right out of the gate, of course, your business is going to be on a part-time basis. You're not going to come on here making, $10,000 in the first month. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's possible, but it's probably highly unlikely unless you really hit the ground running and you find something really beneficial and successful for you right out of the gate. But that's not always the case. So you're going to, for the most part, start on a part-time basis. So if you're going to start on a part-time basis, treat it like a part-time business, but at the same time, be very genuine in what it is that you do with it. Okay? When you get started, of course, like I said in one of the other previous videos, that you definitely want to think about investing more than just your time, but you invest actual finances, money into yourself, into your education, and you learning everything that you can learn about your business. But on the flip side, when you start your business, you want to make sure that you set up a budget. Eventually, we're going to work into the full-time aspect, but you want to set up a budget. You want to have so many dollars per month that you want to set aside each month for your business. And it'll be business things such as, autoresponders, hosting, things of that nature, web traffic, visitors, advertising campaigns, things of that nature. You want to make sure that you have those things in place and you set up a budget. If it's $100 a month, if it's $200 a month, if it's $500 a month, $1,000, whatever, if it's $50 a month. Sometimes not necessarily, a key factor in you really being successful. Now, the more money you have, especially if you know what to do with it going forward in the advertising campaigns and things of that nature, then the better, the quicker, the faster it will come back to you if you actually target it into the right sources. And some of those things we'll share with you as well later on. But you want to start small and begin to scale. Okay? If you start with 50, then you begin to, put 100 and so forth and so on, and just begin to escalate and scale up as you start to make more money. But this is the key part I wanted you to make, and I wanted you to understand, is that this is a business. You also have a home that you take care of. Never take funds out of the home where your kids excuse me, are not being taken care of, they're not eating, they're not being clothed, your rent is not being paid, car note, and all those things. Make sure that you take care of the home first. If there's some extra, 20, 30, 40, $50, then you can sink that into your business. Never sacrifice your family for your business, okay? That's point number one. But I was saying, you start small and you begin to scale. As the funds start to come in from the business that you are a part of, or whatever business you choose to be a part of, but as the funds start to come in, then you start to reinvest. If you spend 100 and you make 200, okay? Typically what I do is that I may have started out with some funds that may have came from the home for the most part, but they wasn't funds where it actually jeopardized the family. It was, discretionary funds, things of that nature. So I was able to use those things to kind of get the business started. It's kind of like venture capital funding. I used parts of the family funds to fund the business. Didn't go into debt, didn't go and borrow no money, didn't use credit cards. And that's another key point. You don't want to get off into a lot of credit card debt. I really don't do credit card debt, but some people I understand, they do want to have like a business account on the credit card. And that's your own personal prerogative and that's your business. That's something that I don't choose to do. Everything that I spend is cash money. It's no owing anybody at the end of the month. So typically the way I run my business is that every dollar that comes in, 20% of it goes toward the maintenance. And this is on the start. This is kind of like when you're first starting to ramp up. 20% goes into the maintenance. That's my website, as far as the hosting, as far as the autoresponder tools things of that nature that I use. And also the other 80% goes into the exposure or the advertising. In other words, the more I have coming in that I can put out to advertise more, the more money is going to come back. See what I'm saying? Because you get to the point where you understand the metrics of your business. You know that if you spend $100, it can bring in 1,000, or if you spend 1,000, it can bring in 10,000. You understand that the business pays for itself ultimately. So you don't want to eat all of your seed right out of the gate. You don't want to make money and all of a sudden start buying iPhones and iPads and things of that nature. You want to reinvest it, put it back into the business so the business can grow into an astronomical amounts of money, on a monthly basis. And then at the end of the day, after it's all said and done, you can start utilizing some of those funds, to buy things that you desire. I mean, that's what you do in the business for, right? But you use the business as an asset to where it starts to grow an income for you. When it starts to grow an income for you, then you can start to use those funds for other things as far as vacations, trips, reinvesting back in the business and the whole nine. Now, last but not least, I want to make sure that when you are running your business, you keep very accurate books, okay? Keep very accurate books. I mean, everything that you spend, everything that goes out, everything that comes in, because it's a business. I'm not a tax expert. I'll make a disclaimer right quick. I'm not trying to give you any kind of tax advice, but I would tell you that make sure that you think about it long term, that you have a separate account, one for your home and one for your business. Okay, everything you spend in business, it all gets categorized in your business, and everything you spend in your home, of course, it's the way I do. My home has a budget and my business has a budget. My business has certain things, and we'll go through some of those things. I'll kind of jump onto my computer at a later date and kind of show you exactly how I, structure my business, the different categories that I use and things of that nature. Because my whole goal, my objective is to make sure that you're educated in all facets of the business as far as it is concerned. There's no need for me to actually come here and, give you little bits and pieces, not really give you the whole scoop. Now, you won't get the specifics as far as, what my financial expenditures and financial incomes and things of that nature are on a specific basis, but you will get the gist as far as what I do and how I do it and how I track certain things as far as my advertising is concerned, as far as my budget categories and things of that nature are concerned. So that being said, again, this is financial fitness, and this is what you need to understand. This is not, of course, an all-inclusive kind of exhaustive list as far as how you run your business, but it's kind of like a bird's eye view, real quick and dirty as far as what you need to do as an online entrepreneur, as a marketer, as a person who is now in business, and now you've got to treat this as a business and not a hobby. I promise you this, that if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. But if you treat it like a hobby, it will always reward you based upon how much effort and energy you put into it. Okay? So again, this is Jerry Handy, Senior from JerryHandy.com and the iStart Startup Membership Program, saying to you, God bless, Have a good afternoon or good morning or wherever part in the world that you're in on today or on the morning. We'll talk soon. Be blessed. Take care. Bye-bye.